everyone, and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom, or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about both episodes of 90 Day Fiancé. We have 90 Day the Other Way season 6 and 90 Day before the 90 Day season 6 and 90 Day the Other Way season 5. So get ready. There's a lot of information coming up at the end of this live. I will give it to you all. And before I begin, please, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing, join the family, like, leave your comments, and share the video. And hello to everyone on the replay. Hello to all the day ones. Hello to everyone who just joined recently. And just everyone. I just feel like Miss America today. Everyone. Seriously, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining as well. So let's see. These episodes, I should say, of 90 Day Before the 90 Days. Looks like we saw all the couples on both episodes, minus, I believe, Marion, Brandon, and Misha and Nicola, but looks like they'll have their own bombshells next week when we see them. So I think both episodes were pretty good. Gino and Jasmine gave Gino and Jasmine, even on the other season, Kenny Armando did something a little risque for Armando, not necessarily Kenny, because Kenny has been out there in his heyday. Okay, so that was Kenny's cup of tea. So he enjoyed it. He was trying to get Armando to be a little spicy himself. So, without it being a little too much TMI, that's what you expect when you go see entertainment like that. But Sunday's episode and Monday's episode actually gave something this time that wasn't a snooze fest, in my opinion, because sometimes it can be, right? Sometimes we have to admit that these 2-hour episodes could be stretched a little bit long with a bunch of fluff, but I think both episodes actually gave this time on both. So let me see who's in the chat. Hello to my mods. Thank you so much for being here. Hey girl, hey Miss Tamika. Yes, please don't forget to click that thumbs up on your way in, on your way out, or anytime you think about it during this live. It really helps the channel and the everything grow it out in the algorithm, things like that. Hello to Miss Sharon. Hola, frappes and tea. Hola. Hello to Miss Dolores. And let's see. That's it for right now, but everybody's saying hello. Tamika, you say Armando liked it. Oh, yeah, Armando liked it. He had me cracking up in his confessional. He really, he did. And I have to say he was correct, because I thought Armando came across a little bit boring, but he wanted to let the world know, you know what? It's not what you think, but we'll get into it. So let's see. We're going to start with 90 Days Before the 90 Day, season 6, episode 15, Every Time We Say Goodbye. On this episode, we see a few people going home back to the United States. Is Riley, honestly, shouldn't Riley, I've been saying this really all season. I think he should have came home like after day one, but I get it. Get your money's worth. You took your cash, your money, you spent it for your trip to see Violet, whether it worked out or not. Get your money's worth. I get it. But listen, get your refund. But he's coming home. Geno is coming home again. David is coming home. David, this is what I mean for people who show real emotion. Picture Gino and Jasmine, right? Being emotional and all this other stuff. We'll get into it when Gino is coming back home. Gino's been back and forth a few times, so really, I don't know what all the tears, and that's in quotations, is for those who may not be watching, just listening, versus David and Sheila, who have real emotions. That's real, real tears, real bloodshot eyes, real heartbreaking, because who knows the next time I'll see you, versus those two who go through this like every 3 months. I was not impressed by Gino and Jasmine, but I was really feeling for David and Sheila. So, because David admitted that financially, it's going to be a tough road for him to get the money back up to even go back to the Philippines, not just for him, but for Sheila and her. Well, for Sheila, we'll get the K1 because he has to figure out how that works. And then by the time it's approved, hopefully it is, before he could get back over and bring her over and maybe her son. Who knows how it works, but still he got to get his money up. Versus Geno, who's got a little bit of cash based off the type of career he has, that's just giving out freely to whoever, so it seems. So before I drop the link and get into the couples even more, let me read some comments. Hello, Cynthia. How are you today? Hello. To make you say Riley should have been gone. Exactly. And I don't, I'm trying to keep positive on the Riley side, but Riley is making it hard. He's making it hard for me to say something positive. It's just based off his energy. It's not personal, Riley, if you watch it. It's just based off the energy we're seeing on our screens. So let's see. You also say David and Sheila made me emotional. Right, because you could tell it was genuine, not something that, in my opinion, Jasmine feels that Geno should be doing for her, regardless. It was a different kind of emotions. Sharon, you say, I don't want to see Gino and Jasmine another season. Hold tight, Sharon. Hold tight to the end of the video. Hold tight. Got something for you for that. And Dolores, you say, David and Sheila, the best couple ever. Maybe not ever, up there. They're up there, though, with the genuine, like the real love that's exuding, not the, oh, I'm doing this for either TV time, reality show fame, or just it was a fling or maybe something to do. But they're up there for sure. Okay. All right. So I'm going to drop the link for anyone who wants to join. Let me explain how it works again. When I drop this link, all you have to do, if you want to join the panel, you click the link. It will take you to your Chrome or your Safari, and it gives you the option of camera. You can either have it says mute or unmute, or cam or no cam. If you want the camera to show your face, if you don't want the cam, it will not. So, it's up to you. No one has to know what you look like or nothing like that. You can just talk to me online with the panel like other people have done before, or we can stay in the chat. That's fine too. It's up to you. I'm just wanting people to know that it's for everyone to come up to voice your opinion verbally versus in the chat. So don't be scared. Don't be nervous. I'm just a regular person. Okay. And that's that. So also, again, shout out to the September birthdays, because listen, mine's on the 23rd. I'm excited. It's on a Saturday. Shout out to, I do believe, he may not be in the chat today, but Devontae and his wife are celebrating an anniversary. So happy anniversary to them. Happy birthday to Dolores. You told me your birthday was on the 11th. That was yesterday. So happy birthday, Dolores, and anybody else in the chat. Like I said, I'll start doing it every month, acknowledging people with their birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions, things like that. I'll get back to doing that. So, all right, one more, and then I'll get to you backstage, okay? Sharon, you said you hope it's not a spinoff. I'm telling you, Sharon, wait till the end of the live. I'm telling you, you're going to be surprised. All right. Cynthia, you say, I hope they continue with David and Sheila next season. I hope so, but again, we have to wait till the end of the live. Okay. All right. So you ready backstage? Okay. All right. Now, hello, Miss. Hello. You're welcome. Now, before I continue, Tamika, let's try not to give any.
I'm not.
So let's try. That's.
I'm not saying anything.
It's hard not to, right? It's knowing what we know, right? Because my mouth was on the floor. So, all right. So let's just start, like I said, with the Before the 90 Days, season 6, episode 15. Every time we say goodbye, we'll start with Gino and Jasmine. Let's go ahead and get them out the way. So after the initial argument, Gino went back to the room and he decided he was going to pack up and come to the United States, come back home, because he's like, you know what? Jasmine, he made it seem like Jasmine broke up with him for real. Like, they really want us to believe that. Did anybody believe that they really broke up? That's for everybody. No? Well, I mean, Jasmine knows how to pull his strings. She's truly his puppet master, for real. Because, first of all, how did Jasmine get back to the room so fast? Because it took Gino a minute to get from the confessional to the Uber to the hotel, to the room, wherever they were. And then here she pops up and he's like, oh, how'd you get here? Because I said the same thing. Girl, how'd you get here? Right? Unless you was in the Uber behind me. But the trip is, Jasmine apologized for we lost count. Pick a number. That's what it is. Time that she apologized.
50-11.
the 50th time. And, you know, she was like, Gino, you know, I'm sorry. You know, I black out. Gino knows this, but clearly he doesn't seem to care because you are his everything, what he's ever wanted, apparently, right? And could do no wrong. So why did Jasmine, though, pull out the engagement ring that she lied and said she lost? We know she lied because she didn't want that. She wants a Beyonce or any major celebrity type 5-carat ring or something, right? She brings out the ring from in the back and she's like, Gino, look, I just want you to show you. So she gets down on her knee, gives the ring to Gino, and has Gino. She tricks him into re-proposing to her with the ring. She's like, I just want to propose to you, but gives him the ring. I'm like, how does this work? And Gino's emotional. I was like, get them off my TV. Get them off my TV right now. What do you think, Tamika?
Yeah, when she pulled out that ring, and I was like, this heifer. Okay, you walking around with the X ring and got this ring over, you know, still in the little box.
Yeah.
But she should apply for Telemundo. Is that still on? Is that still a thing, Telemundo, with them soap operas?
I don't know. You know what? I could look at the TV. It's right over my shoulder.
Yeah, because she's a good actress. And then if you look, she's kind of like laughing in her crop. And I'm just like, girl, Gino, you deserve everything.
Exactly. Telemundo's still a thing. Not throwing shade. I mean, I don't watch Spanish language TV, but I just turned. It's still a thing. So yeah.
Okay.
Something. Yes.
Yeah, because this is a good soap opera.
It is, except for we know the ending already because Gino's going to accept her back regardless.
Right.
She don't have to even do all that. All it took was a kiss, a hug, a text, something, and he would have been back, right?
Let me rub your feet.
Right, because I believe everything Jasmine says. It's just like the saying goes. If you're drunk or if you're mad, you tend to speak the truth. And how many times does Jasmine have to say, that's why I fill in the blank, right?
Right.
So anyways, let me read some comments here. Cynthia says, I do not believe they broke up. Not at all. Frappes and T said, we tired of broken promises, Jasmine. That's a song. Promises. Yes, old school. Sharon says, heck no, she's good at faking until she gets what she wants. Right.
More or less.
Dolores says they both like being on TV. I know Jasmine does. I'm not sure Gino does, but I think he does it for Jasmine, just for the come up, I guess. So anyways, all right. So the other thing about them before we move on is I thought it was funny when Gino left her some cash. I was trying to count the cash. It looked like maybe $100 in 20s. It wasn't very much, right? On the nightstand. And he's like, oh, I just want to leave you a little something before I go back home. Because he's leaving to come home, like I mentioned at the top of the show. And then then Jasmine says, oh, baby, thank you. Thank you so much for the $1,000 that you gave me. He goes, use that for the rent. I said, okay, Gino. The look in her eyes was, Jasmine wanted to be like, use it for what? But she was smart enough not to say it this time since she just got re-proposed to. Did you get a kick out of that scene too?
Yes, because she about to go right to that ex-boyfriend.
Right. That's what I was like, yeah, as soon as I drop you off at this airport and give you these little tears I'm trying to bring up in my eyes, I'm calling Dean, whatever his name is, because I had to move and get something cheaper. But, I know where to get my cash from. So
exactly.
That was them. Oh, Frappes and T clarify. Thank you. Telemundo's a network. Telenova is soap opera. Thank you, Frappes and T.
Oh, okay. All right.
We just was saying like she, is a good actress. She could put on is the thing. Fellow foster dog mom, hello, says just like a professional, leaving money on the nightstand. It is. All right. Well, let's move to Statler and Dempsey.
Wait a minute. Real quick.
Sure.
Did you see at the airport he took off his hat?
Oh, the little patch in the back? I said, Gino, get rid of that. Is that why you still got your sleeping hat? Because I don't know why. He just need to go ahead and get him a do-rag at this point, like for real.
Something.
And wear that around.
Yeah, definitely.
Frappes and T says, Jasmine taking over Jocelyn's spot. She's the Panamanian princess. Oh, exactly. Exactly. All right. So Statler and Dempsey, they're in Scotland at a literal castle Airbnb for Dempsey's birthday. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone. I know it was Valentine's Day, but wasn't it something else that they celebrated when Statler and Dempsey first met? I thought it was her birthday then. What was it? Just meeting up? Because I thought they had a celebrate. Remember when she was sick and on the side with her little bag of medicine? And she was like, oh, she was with her dad in Thailand. I thought she already had a birthday, unless this is the official birthday celebration. Because I was like, oh, I thought they already did that. But
right. Ain't no telling with them. They just as confused.
Well, I think one is confused.
Yes.
Again, I think she's playing the field, though. I'm talking about Statler. I just don't think that she's ready to settle down. So, okay, they're having happy times at the castle. I said, okay, castle. Now, me personally, I just would have liked a nice little ride by. I don't know if I would have wanted to stay in I know it's been renovated in an old castle like that. I don't know. I don't know.
Reminds me of the Scooby-Doo castle when they got.
There you go. Get Scooby-Doo vibes. And I don't want to be the Scooby-Doo vibes or anything like that. But anyway, so they apparently have a good evening because Statler tells us the next morning that they.
As always.
I said, why is this necessary for the camera? She knows she's talking to the camera, right? Which means you're talking to the people. We don't need to know this all the time, Statler. That's one of my issues with her. But so they go out on the town for her birthday activities, and apparently pregnancy comes up. And Dempsey said that she's always wanted to be a mom. She loves the relationship her dad has with her sisters and everybody growing up. So whether she carries a baby or not, she would love to be a mother. And Statler, due to her adoption issues, is like, that's not what I want. I mean, Statler's giving her the look like, why are you talking about this? Like, you want babies?
Right. Like they never had this conversation. I'm sure they have.
Right. And let me just say this, regardless of what type of relationship you're in, love is love, right? If you're serious about somebody, marriage, kids, and all that stuff comes up in conversation, depends on how young you are, if you're still, all that stuff comes up. You know what I'm saying? So Statler can miss me with being surprised, like she's never, ever heard this before, right?
Right.
So I just don't understand why is she really here for Dempsey? Is she here for a fling? Is she here for, what do you call that? A get back for her ex? You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm with someone else here in your city. You know what I'm saying? A rebound, that's what it's called. Or does she really like Dempsey like this? Because Dempsey just seems like she's fun, wholehearted type young lady that's ready for the next step in her life, and she feels some kind of way Statler convinced her that she was too. So I don't think that Dempsey is making this up. I don't think so. So let me go ahead, Tamika.
No, go ahead. Read. You can do the comments.
Okay, Frappes and T said Statler would be jealous of kids. She wants all the attention. Okay. Phil Foster Dog Mom says Statler just doesn't want to be tied down with kids. So, yeah. Statler, I mean, she did admit that her adoption thing has her feeling a type of way. And she also admitted that she wasn't healed. So if you're not healed from that, then in my opinion, you're not healed for a true relationship either. You know what I'm saying? If you're broken, however you're broken, you need to be healed, especially since she recognizes it, right? So would she think that moving in with Dempsey was going to change for her when Dempsey feels like, okay, 6 months we could be here, 6 months there, and in the future? Because she was like, I can see us being good parents, but I don't know. I think Statler kind of strung her along, honestly, as a rebound. It's starting to sound that way.
Dempsey is something to do at this time, and then it's going to fizzle out, and then she's going to jump on to the next one.
Right. So, okay. All right. So let's move to David and Sheila now. Now, I've been noticing this in confessionals. When Sheila's wearing pink in those confessionals, that pink fuchsia, I know you're not supposed to say to a woman, are you pregnant? But Sheila looks like she's put on a little bit of weight.
A little chunky around the middle.
She look a little chunky around the middle. I've noticed that. Have y'all noticed that? I just didn't want to say until I explain later in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that too?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Sheila and David is the end of their romantic engaged day and night. It's time to go back to her home to talk to her dad and John Real, her son, about being engaged. She's nervous because John Real originally said that he didn't want to move to America because he would miss his friends and everything like that. So, excuse me. When Sheila and David do end up talking to them, John Real at first with the conversation, he's happy for his mom. He's excited for her. When the question is asked by her dad, though, and I'm still thinking, who's going to take care of the dad? Like, does she have siblings, Sheila? Because
Right.
dad is in terrible shape. Not just because, maybe he don't have a full mouth of teeth, but he just health-wise looks, I'm not throwing shade. People got teeth missing, but it just looks like he's in bad health in general, does it not? He just looks like he's in bad health. So,
it does.
Usually in cultures, most people tend to take care of their elderly family members like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what's he going to do? Because they're still staying in that same house that mom fell through the stairs with. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, get a visa something for Pops too. He need to come with you. You know what I'm saying? He needs experience.
Exactly.
But John Real said after some hesitation that he would come to America. He did say that, he's looking forward to the food. I said, you looking forward to the food? Boy, what you want to eat over here?
Probably because he ain't eating that much.
He said he would make some friends and he's just ready to go. And I'm glad that he changed his mind for not just his sake, but for his mom's sake. And so that their whole relationship can flourish. That includes David. Because if anyone needs a fresh start, in my opinion, they need a fresh start.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Frappes and T said, edit your words in the chat. There you go. Thank you, Frappes and T. Okay. Yeah. Depends on what you say in the chat, whether it be asterisks, emojis, any specific words, it won't be shown at all and could, flag your comment and you could be kicked out the chat. That's not us. That's YouTube. Phil Foster Dog Mom says, the ugly cry is real. Good scene. Wait, for who? For who? David and Sheila or Jasmine and Geno? Because I think they had their cries, because I'm not going to say that. David was getting into his cries too, put it like that.
Oh, man. I was at work and I was just like, oh my gosh.
David. So, yeah.
I felt that pain.
Yeah, that's a real emotion from the heart. Take note, Gino and Jasmine. That's real.
Yeah. And then he went around the corner through the window and it was like, you and me will never part.
Yes. That's okay. Yes. All right, moving to Riley and Violet. Would you like to start or you want me to go ahead and lead it off? I'll lead off. So it's the last night before Riley goes home. So they're meeting up again. I don't know what to have, coffee or just to hash it out one last time. Violet's upset because of the drama that's been going on. I don't blame her. Why does Riley? It's his faces for me. He's he wants to convey his emotions by his face and by his body language. Just say it. What is the harm of saying it? You flew all the way around the world for her to guess how you feel, Riley.
Right. Listen, dude, if you love the girl, just say that. You're gonna get your heart broken anyway, because you still feel that way. Even if you did not say it, you still feel that way. So you're gonna get your heart broken.
Exactly. And he's too, I don't want to bring in two different shows, but it's the opposite of Eris from last season, Married at First Sight, but at the same time, it's similar. Eris never been in love, and apparently Riley doesn't know how to say love. So it's almost the same. Like they're in their 40s, late 40s, and you don't know how to say love. You want people to guess to know how you feel.
Right.
No, that's why.
Kids.
Exactly. So Riley, I think he was expecting Violet to, even though he apologized for things that were going on, he said he wants to salvage a 2-year relationship and again, her guessing how he feels. I think he wanted Violet to be like, oh, it's okay, Riley. You know, like fall into his arms, fall into his everything he was feeling. But Violet has been taken
She's
back.
not like that.
With the phone calls with the friend, talking smack about her. She was wrong texting the dad, though. I will give Riley that. Violet was wrong texting the dad. And just the fact of their conversation. They never had any soft conversation. They never had any calm conversation. After 2 years flying around the world, you would think it would be, you know, it was a contest at the airport when you first met who would hug each other first. Like,
it's emotionless.
There you go. Emotionless. So anyways, I don't know. I just think that Riley went home a little bit too late. I understand staying for your trip because you paid for it. I get it. But as far as wanting Violet to know how you feel and to say it back and not catching the clues, you're going to catch an attitude. This is what she's talking about. And then they're sitting there, they try to have a good moment, and they're back to giving each other the bird. I'm like, how is this love? You know, I got to think about my relationships. I've never had a relationship like this, and I wouldn't.
No.
But I never, you know, in a relationship, gave somebody the bird as to, well, you know how I feel. No, if I gave you the bird,
I'm giving you the bird.
And it's not about that I love you. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? So
it is what it is.
Right. So now it's time for Riley to go home. Violet did offer to come to help him pack. I said, okay, Violet, that was nice. Now, did y'all see the flowers still sitting in Riley's room that he never gave to her? The bundle of flowers. I'm like, you can give it to her now instead of let it stay in the hotel.
Right.
He also wanted more clarification. I think that's part of his issue. He always wants clarification, but he can never give clarification. But when he did ask her, so what do you say? I'm reading my notes. Do you know what I'm saying without me saying it? And Violet says, no. He goes, and Violet said, no, it's too soon, and shut it down. I was like, boom, there it is. Yeah. If you couldn't have told me this all this time, even on day one, how would I think that you mean it now? So this is another relationship to me that just went around the hamster wheel, and it's not a shock how it ended. You know, Riley seemed like he was shocked how it ended on this episode, but I wasn't. Now, when we get to the end of the episode, yeah, I want to know how, who, what, when, where, and why. Anyways, let me read some comments. Rory says, David and Sheila breaks my heart. Phil Foster Dog Mom says, according to the previous, they got together before you left or something else. We'll get into that. Cindy says, I'm not feeling Riley and Violet. I don't think I ever felt Riley and Violet.
I didn't know.
Roy says, I didn't know Violet was Miss Cleo. She can read your mind. Okay. Frappes and D said he intentionally waited till the last moment to tell her his feelings. Yeah, but why though? Like for what? You know what I'm saying? You were 2 years? I'm telling you, I've told you before I came over there, right? And when I got there, then it's cracking. Sharon says Violet isn't very kind to him at all. I don't see any connection between them. That's true. I didn't see the kindness either. The softness not there. No chemistry. Exactly. What'd you say, Suzanne? Violet could not. I think she said, right. But is that why she was like, oh, I'll come over, help you pack, and make sure you leave it and not. Like,
yeah, because you got to get up out of here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of my country.
Well, you can't come back to my mama's house.
No.
All right, moving on. So Christian and Cleo is the next day. Christian and Cleo are out. Christian says that he hasn't had a proper English breakfast, so they stop for donuts. I'm like, what is it? Do you want a proper English breakfast or you want donuts? Come on, Christian. Christian also, you said it best, Tamika. He doesn't know what he wants, and I forgot the word. I'm sure you'll think of it. He's not pretending he's something. I think Christian is putting on a show. I don't think Christian has been genuine. In the beginning of the season when we saw them, I was rooting for this couple. I feel now, in my opinion, that Cleo can do better for someone who's truly genuine into her feelings, her thoughts, and moving on a relationship, and not just the fetish was the word you use, and not a possible fetish, because that's exactly how it's coming across to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Christian gaslights her in every conversation. It is really hard for me to think that he feels that he's doing the right thing in this relationship, because Cleo comes out and says, so when you go home, how do I know that you're not going to be out at some bar picking up women, because you have a tendency of doing that? And he does. I mean, anywhere he goes, he's got a tendency of picking up women. And so Christian's like, you don't have to worry about that, babe. For real? Because the night before, or whatever it was, you invited some rando over to Thanksgiving at a bar. So what is it, Christian?
I don't think he's necessarily trying to pick up women. I just think that he's just overly nice, and he's an extrovert. And so he's like that type that I don't meet a stranger. So I'm gonna spark up a conversation with you. Not that he's trying to get with him, because his game is off, but I just think that he's being nice, and I don't think it was fair for her to say, hey, I don't care about the female friends that you have, but don't make no new ones. It's like that was a little, and
Christian is extrovert. He's a little too extrovert, a little too party boy.
He's
still.
too friendly.
He needs to really dial it back in. He's a little too old for that too, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon says Cleo is too sensitive as well. I agree. Cleo is sensitive. I can see the reasons why she's sensitive. Because it just my thoughts, and she said it before too on a few episodes back. Maybe because she hasn't fully transitioned. Maybe she feels like Christian would want someone who's a true female versus her. I think that's part of the reason why she's sensitive with Christian, from what I'm getting. You don't think so?
I don't think Christian really wants to be with her. Okay. This is an experiment for him.
Rory says Christian's still experimenting.
It's an experiment. So he's, testing the waters. It's an experiment. And now that the experiment is over and he did it, maybe, there was like one of those games where it's like, okay, with the boys, and it was one drunken night, and like, who's going to do it?
Right.
One of them truth or dare type games. And then he went on the dare, and now this is his dare. And, does he really have feelings for her? Maybe a little bit, when he's drinking, but when he's sober, he's like, that one, that idiot.
I see your point there. Frappes and T said Christian is in Minnesota, and there's plenty of people he can connect with in the LGBTQ community. Okay.
Yeah.
Suzanne, if it's Suzanne or Susan, I'm sorry. Every scene, Cleo's crying. That's true. That's true. She's a crybaby, Cynthia. And Dolores says Cleo can do better than Christian. She is crying in every scene. She is crying. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But the difference between her crying and hate to keep bringing up Jasmine. I can take Cleo's crying. Jasmine crying is annoying to me.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move to Amanda and Rosman. Listen, Amanda. You talk about somebody else who's gaslighting intentionally and beyond Christian. She is intentionally playing a game with Rosman, and I don't like it. Amanda,
dangerous game.
I don't like it. Okay. With my finger, I don't like it. So it's a beach day after Amanda has met Rosman's family. They're all going to meet one last time before they go back home. And Amanda is concerned about Rosman telling his family about the difficulties in their relationship. She says that Rosman is close with his mom, and she doesn't want them to get the wrong impression of her. But if they ask him questions, if you feel, Amanda, that's the wrong impression of you, that's what you gave out. You gave the hot and cold, and you're sex kitten one day, and one day it's like, don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? So make it sense. So, they order food and, have their beach day. When Rosman and his mom go off to talk, she does ask a question. So how are things really? And Rosman doesn't hold back, but you know what? He doesn't hold back, but he's not mean about it. He's not saying anything malicious. He's not saying anything out of character or out of hand. He's telling exactly what's going on. Right? And the mother is upset. She's concerned, saying, well, you need to be careful with this relationship because you don't want to go backwards and have things happen to you the same way that happened with your ex. Now, granted, Amanda is different than his ex, but if, maybe his mom feels he's going down the same road of not being cared for, loved in the right, proper way for whatever reason. So, what do you think, Tamika?
Yeah, she's definitely gaslighting him. And I don't like it either. And she's wrong. And yes, he's going to talk to his mom because he's not talking to anybody else. So he doesn't have any, unless you want him to talk to that one pretty girl that you don't like, So, and his mom is going to, because she's concerned because let's be clear, Rosman is still in his 20s. His mid-20s. Yeah, 26, 25, 26 or something like that. So yeah, and she's concerned about her son because she doesn't want her son to go through what he went through before with the ex.
Right, exactly. Suzanne said Amanda used the word like too much.
Ooh, child.
I think you mentioned that before too, Tamika, huh?
In a drinking game, we'll all be,
Sharon says, Rosman, good for you. She's playing games. Cynthia says, I'm so glad Rosman can see the game she's playing. He will dump her. I hope he does.
Yes, I hope he does.
Says, Rosman has started playing with Amanda. He's going to break it off, come to USA, and be the next Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm all for it because when he took off that shirt, I was like, oh.
We have two people with body oddies on this season, Rosman and Surfer. But I roll with Rosman first because Surfer got too much of a history. Anyways.
But yeah, no, I'm good on Surfer.
Suzanne said Rosman will have no problem finding women. And Amanda's a gaslighter. She's hot and cold. Exactly. So, one more. Dolores says, why is Amanda playing those games? I don't know. She's the one that admitted when we first met her that she reached out to him on social media. Had her kids on FaceTime with him on social media or on the phone or whatever. So they know who he is. They know all about him, this and that. So for her to get over there, I know, Tamika, you said maybe the first time they was intimate, maybe it wasn't all that it was meant to be. And that's maybe what turned Amanda. But what turned Amanda back is what I want to know. Like what turned her back? Because go ahead.
Yeah. I don't. That's a good question because she was all like, "I'm done and it's over." And now she's like, "Oh, let me go ahead and." Yeah,
it's hard.
I know it's like I'm trying to think of something, but it's like, can't say that. Can't say that.
I think when Rosman when he finally confronted her about comparing her deceased husband to him,
that was wrong.
That's when Amanda got to thinking, maybe I need to stop doing that. He's serious about like not wanting to be with me, but still she had given him those vibes the whole time. So again, what turned her back to still want to be with Rosman and playing the sex kitten game as if she can't get enough of Rosman and he's just the love of her life and all this other stuff. Now, after the beach, when they finally make it back to home, back to Romania to his apartment, you saw Rosman was back on a social media online. He was talking in his language to these women who follow him, right? Amanda had no clue, but she did just like I feel like anybody would do, get up and go, make sure they can see me. Like, oh, he's not here by himself kind of thing.
Right. He did a, hey.
Right. So after he gets off his call, he goes, talks to Amanda and she just, I don't know. She knows that there's something wrong. She said the vibe is off since he talked with his mom. Well, you know what he probably talked to his mom about. You know what the vibe is. It was a vibe before you got there. So what vibe? So anyways, after that, they go out to play pool. And that's when it all came out that Rosman said he told his mom how the relationship went. After some pushing from Amanda, she's like, well, you know what you talked about. I said, girl, not you getting an attitude. When you had an attitude this whole time, He can't talk to his mom about something. So Rosman in confessional knows something's going on, and he doesn't know if he wants to continue the relationship with Amanda. He knows what the right thing to do is. He
better leave.
Yeah.
Better run.
That too, run. Suzanne says, Amanda needs to fix that one piece of hair pronto. I wasn't going to talk about her hair because, I wear some hair pieces around here, but does look like she needs a little bit of a touch-up. Anyways, Cynthia said, what turned her back was Razvan's friend.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then Suzanne said, Razvan can talk to his mom with his cute turban. Exactly. So, all right. So let's move on from there. So next time on this season, we're going to have Nicola. He's going to propose to Misha. Amanda is planning another romantic trip, but it doesn't look like it's going to go the way she planned. Riley is back home talking to his friend who was on the phone talking to Violet. And apparently Riley got a text that Violet is pregnant. I said, how?
Oh, they did it?
When? Because it looked like Violet went home every episode and you was at the hotel, like pregnant by who? That's exactly what I said. And then Statler Dempsey are on the verge of a breakup, and Christian gaslighting Cleo again. He's on his way home, and Jasmine has her visa interview. So yeah, Riley got a text from Violet that she's pregnant. I said, huh.
Yeah, my when I heard that, I was like, oh, they did it. Like, oh, okay. Because they sure enough didn't talk about it.
Right. At all. I would not have thought that. What'd you say, Suzanne? You said might be the shirtless guy. Oh
yeah. They sent her that picture. But yeah, it's like,
but if
I can't even see her even wanting to be with him like that.
Yeah. And if they did, that's the best kept secret on the 90 Day, because it didn't seem like they did anything at all.
Because when she gave him that church hug on the way out, like, okay, bye. That's the kind of hugs I give married men, because I don't want to hug them. I give them a side hug.
Right. So that's that. Okay, now next we're going to talk about the other episode came on Monday. Hopefully everyone got a chance to stream it Monday or today. 90 Day the Other Way, Season 5, Episode 10, In-Laws in Order. We're going to start with Kenny and Armando. So Kenny's mom is headed back to her hometown with little Hannah, so Hannah can spend the summer. Kenny said, listen, we don't have no kids up in here. Us two, what we going to do? Let's see the sights. Because Kenny, I'm telling you, Kenny, in a good way, though, not like a Christian way. Kenny was a party boy back in his day. Kenny was doing it all, okay? So he talked Armando into going to a strip club, and Armando was in there the whole time looking like, what do we do?
What are we doing? Where are we at? What do we do? Okay. What
are they going to do to me? What's happening? So when the guy comes out, I was like, okay, entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kenny was trying to tell him, like, loosen up, get into the vibe, get into the groove. When the entertainment came over to Armando, he's like, do I touch her? Asking Kenny, do I touch him? Do I squeeze him? Like, what do I do? I said, excuse me, Armando, now you may not have gone to no entertainment club before, but I know you know what to do.
Yeah.
Right? I know you know what to do. But the funny part to me, I had to pause the TV. When Armando said in confessional, he was putting on. He said, he was like, really like, secretly take it off, bring it here. Like,
but I don't want to be right. You didn't want to be disrespectful to Kenny. I think it would have turned Kenny on.
Exactly. Because he brought you there. Now, the shady part of production was, did y'all notice when the entertainment came to Kenny and they showed a picture of Kenny's lap? I said, don't do that. Don't do that. Whether it was something on his lap or something coming from his lap, either way, I don't want to see. Okay. So let's see the comments. Sharon says, Kenny know the ropes. Definitely know the ropes. Dolores says Kenny is fun. I think Kenny's fun too.
I think Kenny is
He need to learn Espanol though, for real, quick.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia said I was turned off with Kenny Armando scene. I get it. So I mean, it's not about to be, have anything to be turned on with or turned off. Just the point of Armando acting like, until he got into those confessionals, talking about, I was just pretending. I'm like, get out of here, because that's what Kenny wants you to do every night anyways.
Right.
Moving on. All right, so really quick, Danielle and Johan. Why do they have a translator? Danielle knows fluent Spanish. There is no lapse in communication. Danielle said what she said. Yohan heard what he heard. He even reiterated about the family, how Danielle feels that his family and even him wouldn't necessarily be the best fit for having a baby. I'm like, well, that's something for you to say because you chose this to be your man.
Exactly.
So what is your point here? You know what I'm saying? So they have a translator when they're out to dinner. Danielle tried to make a joke talking about, I thought you brought her for a threesome. And I was like, does it look like Yohan? Yeah. But anyways, moving on. What point is Danielle trying to prove, or what point is Yohan trying to prove? Like, Danielle has seen a fertility specialist. For whatever reason, whatever health condition, maybe age or maybe something else, she can not no longer. It's harder for her to have a baby. And so what is missing here? What's go ahead.
Yeah, they're about to wait 6 more months. Yeah, it's going to be non-existent at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he just want to keep getting it in. That's all it is.
He want to keep getting it naturally. He said he wants to try naturally, but doesn't he realize that they've tried naturally before the fertility clinic? So she's not pregnant by now. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I also think that he wants the baby to have a piece of her, which is why he does not want to do the in vitro, because it won't have any of her eggs. It would just have a donor's egg.
That's
and
true.
Him. And the only thing she's doing is housing it, basically.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Sharon says, I'm sick of these two as well. Suzanne says, I can't stand Danielle. She's always yakking. At least she didn't bring a friend this time. There's always a friend in every episode, it seemed like. And Phil Foster Dogman says they need and want to drag this story on. There's nothing to drag on with this story. They're boring. It's played out. She's there now. You know what will help this story if she moved back to the States and let Yohan be free. Let's see how he makes it here. That'll be an updated story. But honestly, in my opinion, just for me watching, I think that ship has sailed too, because there's nothing to progress on.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I don't know what y'all think, but that's just me. Okay, let's move on to Kimberly and TJ. So we pick back up with the family still arguing. And Kim walks away. She says she's tired of a toxic environment. She said she's tired of TJ's brother Yash putting a wedge between a relationship. She says she's marrying Yash and not the family. So now she's confused whether she should marry TJ. And then she wanted to say that she's going to go ahead and leave to the hotel. But production made it seem like she was leaving because she was mad. She's leaving because the marriage, she's got to leave a few days before the marriage, they get their custom so that they don't see each other. And, get the tattoos and different little things like that. Before she leaves, though, TJ does try to make a peacemaker between Yash and Kimberly to get them to talk it out. They wouldn't even give a handshake at all. She's like, nope, I don't want him to touch me. Yash is like, nope, because listen how she's talking now. Anything I do will be just like a bomb going off. I'm like, I appreciate TJ trying to get his future wife and his brother to talk, but I think this is going to be for quite a while because they just truly don't like it. Well, Yash don't like Kimberly, for sure.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. He gonna be that one that's gonna stand up and be like, no, no, they do not need to get married.
All right. Cynthia says TJ and Kimberly are doomed even if they marry. And Suzanne says she's disrespectful of his culture. Now, I will say before I continue that I was looking at, matter of fact, I was looking at Tyray's Instagram, and he happens to be friends with a lot of 90 Day people on both franchises, from Riley to Statler, now to TJ and Kim. They're on his page, right? Since he follows Millennial Mom, I can see this stuff. Well, apparently TJ is in there capping for Kim. So about the one person said something like this: she's disrespectful of his culture, and they was like, well, how do you know she's not? How do you know? She already knows, and it's my family. I said, okay, TJ, capping for your lady. So yeah, this already going down in the IG chats with this couple. Says TJ's brother needs to stay out their business. I mean, I agree with that too. Phil Foster Dog Mom says, you're right. TJ and Kimberly's segment was a letdown. I wish Kimberly would go back home because TJ is being deceitful. Kimberly's not going back home. Kimberly wants to marry the love of her life. Remember, she said she found him in a dream.
Yeah, this was a dream.
This is her man, so she's sticking with it. And in confessional, if y'all notice, TJ has on a ring on his wedding finger. So I'm not sure if the Hindu culture also wears rings on their left finger, but TJ has a wedding band on his left finger. So if that gives any indication. So anyways, we see Kimberly's dad and stepmom come. Didn't they look a little bit out of place when they came to the hotel, though? I thought it was cute. They looked like they was awkward. It's like, oh, we go in here. Like production was like, go over there. Go over there. They were cute, though. They did give Kimberly some good advice when she told them about what was going on. The dad said, pretty much, you don't have to stay here. We can get you another ticket home if need be, and you are incorrect. You are not just marrying TJ. You are married to that family, and you do have problems that you think is not with you and TJ. It's TJ's family. TJ is the family. So I thought it was some really good advice. What do you think about the dad talking to Kimberly, Tamika?
No, that's definitely true. You don't marry just the person. You marry their family too, because they're always going to have some kind of say, even if the spouse doesn't want them to. They're going to say something.
Right.
And that brother is just. He's a hot mess express, and it's like he don't want to see his brother happy.
I think they're both hot heads, but I think I think what sent Yash over, because it's not the first time Kimberly's been there. I think what sent him over the line is how she didn't like the way the apartment went and all the cash that went into it and all the things they're trying to do as the exception for her. I think he took the exception for himself as to looking down on his family. That's what I got from it. I could be wrong. So I think that's part of the issue that Yash has with Kimberly. Like she's being too, like this. Didn't he say a couple episodes ago, this is not America?
Yes. Yeah.
So this is problem that she's a princess and all this other stuff, and he don't like that. And especially when she want to cook some garlic and onions and some pasta, he was like, "Oh no,
no, we don't use that. I use garlic in everything. Garlic powder and onion powder go in everything."
Right.
So I think this has to lie in Kimberly as well, because she should have researched this culture a little bit more than what she did. And other than getting bits and pieces, you have to train her or teach her, whatever the case is, that if she would have known, you can't do this, you got to live with these people and this and this and that. But she's never going to have any kind of peace.
Exactly.
I'm married to him. She's not going to have no peace.
Exactly. So it's more than just the ripped jeans that she had on. Them jeans was ripped for real. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get it. It's more than.
But did she know not to wear those? That's the thing.
She's been there before, right? So,
but even if she's been there before, did she know these are inappropriate?
That's true. You're right.
And TJ should have told her.
That's right. I agree with the mom. TJ should have told her about the culture. But TJ is also deceitful as well, not telling her everything that is in store for her. And she doesn't follow those rules, then that could be something that the family will have to deal with too within their culture, because they deal with those type of politics within their own communities and cultures like that. So that was one of the issues. What was her name? Jen didn't want to deal with the community within the culture. That was an issue too with Rishi wanted him to live far away. And they're like, no, this is why we're teaching you. We want the coffee, the chai, the whatever, time of day and all this. And Kimberly seems not to know that she has to do that either. And that's on TJ as well. So, all right. Let me read 2 comments and I'll move to Shekinah and Surfer. Shekinah. Sharon says, wasn't she there for a year? She just doesn't want to conform. Yeah, well, there's lots of things she doesn't seem to know. Frappes and T said she wore those jeans around the family before. Yeah, maybe so. All right, so Shekinah and Surfer. So Shekinah's packing to move to be with Surfer. Shekinah's sister Shariah's come over to help with her packing for the trip. She said that her sister was going to visit her a month after she makes it to Turkey to make sure everything's all right and to give a good report to the family. Now, her sister seemed like she got a good head on her shoulders. She's like, to make sure I give her a good report. She said, to make sure he's doing you right and he's, doing what he's supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that Shekinah is moving too fast, even before her sister.
Definitely.
Even before her daughter's father said it, she just comes across like she's moved too fast. Now, if anyone looks like they're really grasping for love, grasping at straws for love, it's Shekinah. So in my opinion, doesn't matter what you look like, how many enhancements you may or may not have, the type of man, except for the one that was had her, what's his name, Dan, that at her party, she hasn't been able to find because she's looking for something that's shallow, right?
Yeah.
Shallow. And her sister sees this and she's trying to tell her about it, but she's not trying to hear it. She's like, well, I know I've had other guys who didn't treat me right before. And, he wants me to do this and that. And, he doesn't want me to be on social media. And I'm going to shut down him being around ladies. I said, good luck with that.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Because he's trying to control you already.
Mm-hmm.
And you telling him what he's not going to do. And in confessional, even though she don't know, he said he was celibate or, whatever for 79 days. How long do you think that's going to last? I'm not saying he can't do it. But with his track record, might be something.
79 days. How long they been dating? He been celibate for long. I know they've been dating longer than 79 days.
That's very true. That's very true. So now she's ready to go. She has her daughter in the scene. Her daughter's going back to boarding school. She's trying to explain why her daughter's at boarding school because she kind of said that she went during high school. Her daughter's happy to go back. But at the same time, when we meet her daughter, I forgot her name, but she said that her mom, Shekinah, is more like her bestie, more like a sister. I said, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
You're not, in my opinion, now for those of you who may think different, whatever, it's okay. But in my opinion, like I mentioned last week, like you don't really become your friends with your kids until they reach a certain age in life. You know what I'm saying? Like when they don't like need you, they will always need you as time goes on. But I mean, like,
right.
You're not packing lunches, cooking, cleaning, this and that. You're doing things occasionally. We're now their coach, their guidance counselor, not their, everyday yes, no, because they're now in the world making their own decisions. But when you're their bestie and they're, my sister and, she's not really giving me rules, you're free to do whatever. But I will say that her daughter does seem like she got a good head on her shoulders, though. She does seem like she's smart. What'd you take from the scene, Miss Tamika?
Yeah. She's putting this man before her daughter. It's like, wait till your daughter is grown and, you need to focus your time and focus on her. But when she gets to Turkey, she's going to have a rude awakening because, again, the men are like the dominant person there. And the women kind of have to, for lack of better words, bow down to the men, and yes. And for her to say, oh, he's not going to have no female clients, that's where all his money is coming from.
Yeah.
His female clients.
Like Rosman, the female clients, right? Social media.
Yeah. Because women like to get trained by men. I know when I was in the gym, I always wanted a male trainer. I didn't want a female trainer. But yeah, she's going to be in for a rude awakening when she gets there.
Frappes and T said they've been dating for like 6 months, right? 6 months is way longer than 79 days. So, well, she gets on her plane. Her daughter gets on her plane to go. She's like, I'll see you in 5 weeks. But you know what? I was expecting Shekinah to be up in first class. up in the sky. She went way in the back of the plane. I said, oh, no, 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 no. You get all high class and you went all the way to the back of the plane?
Yeah.
I was not
Yeah.
expecting that. I'm just saying, for some, it's just what she
Mm.
gets off. I'm just saying. All right, so let's move to Holly and Wayne. Their wedding is in 2 days. He's taking Holly out for dinner. I said, Wayne, you should just told Holly this when you came back. She ran out. You came back last episode because did nothing new happen. He just took her out to dinner to let her know he broke. He don't have no cash.
No money.
Don't be looking for a house. My business has gone dry pretty much, and he's in debt. He said he's got people calling him, so clearly bill collectors are calling, and he don't have it. So Holly's looking like, how come you didn't tell me? She's hurt. She said she's been poor before. She doesn't want to relive that again. But at the same time, she said, I could go to work. He's like, no. I'll work 3 jobs. I'm like, then maybe you should have thought about that before getting another job. If you're self-employed, depends on what you do. For example, if he's landscaping, something like that, times get slow, from season to season. Times get slow.
Yep.
So you have to have a backup. So Wayne should have had a backup and not, put himself in debt. And so he doesn't want Holly to work. And Holly says, you need money to be safe in South Africa. I said, Holly,
you sure better run, girl.
Are you sure this is what you want to do? Because Wayne is not offering you anything positive at all.
Nope. So. And I'm so tired of these dudes that are like, oh, I didn't want to tell you because you wouldn't have came. And it's like, dude, why are you tired? You was broke. She said she doesn't want a man that's not financially stable. And it's not that, that she's like a gold digger, but I get it. If you're not financially stable and you're not making good decisions, no, I don't want to be with you. I mean, that's like me. I don't want to be with nobody that's not financially stable and not financially making good decisions, because that's reckless. It's reckless.
And it takes time to get to where you are now. Okay, so what in our 20s, I'm speaking for me, not for you. My 20s, kids are young, whatever. Yeah. 30s, you're starting to get things together. Now 40 plus, listen, we have to be here. We got to be equal. You could bring a little bit more. I'll maybe bring a little bit more, but we're not making mistakes as if we was like backwards. Absolutely. Exactly. And so why would I come all the way around the world for you? You don't think I would go back home? She can go back home too.
Right. Yeah, I made reckless decisions in my 20s, and then I started to get smarter and smarter and smarter. And now that I'm 30 with 17 in my back pocket, I'm just saying. But it's like, I have multiple businesses, and I have a job.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, I'm definitely saving all my money so that I just went to Oklahoma this weekend. It's just like when I want to get up and go, I'm gonna get up and go, and I don't have to beg, borrow, or steal, and my bills are all paid. So I get where she's coming from. You don't want to live in poverty.
Right. Exactly. So, and definitely not around the world in poverty. You could do that at home. Right? You do that for yourself, right? So Frappes and T said, and he has people after him for the loan. Yeah, that sounds dangerous. I'm just saying, just all the things Wayne said they had going on over there. That sounds
to cut the power off and come after you.
Exactly. What you gonna do? Anyways, once again, Mom was not with them at dinner. Listen, you got to take me. The whole point of me coming to South Africa with you was to escort you to where you're going, right? I'm not staying at the house when the power grid could go out. I'm not doing it. You go to dinner, I'm going to dinner. Because who's to say they wouldn't do something after dinner? That's your whole point of being there, right? So, but anyways.
He don't want the mom there anyway, so he hoping the power went out and they take her out.
Probably so. Cynthia says, I can struggle by myself. Exactly. So, but Frappes T says sounds very dangerous. Exactly. All right. So that was the end of this episode. Next time when we see Wayne, he has a surprise for Holly and her mom. It looks like they're on a safari. You know what? I said to myself, unless this is prepaid, you don't need to be spending no more money.
I ain't trusting y'all. Right. You don't, right.
I'm just saying. Dolores says he has too much financial baggage. Exactly. Danielle and Johan possibly get a new puppy. Shekinah and Surfer are together. Mary and Brandon. Mary showing a pregnancy test. So we'll have to see. Kim, TJ, and her parents are at dinner and an argument happens. So that's what that's about. One last comment. Fry Pace and Tea. Mom already got the pack all the stuff up, book the tickets. Listen, we would have been gone.
Wow.
Phil Foster says Wayne is taking them out to be lion bait. I mean, safaris look nice on TV, but I personally don't want to be on one, you know. So, anyways, okay.
If you go to Disney World, go to the African safari. It is nice.
No,
and if you want to come to my side of the country and go into Ohio, they have an African safari that you can actually drive your own car through, and it's really nice.
Okay. I'm like Disney World is that like that's different, but you know what I mean. Okay, 2 announcements. The first one is that the 90-day last resort will be out tomorrow morning. That's number 1. The second announcement, actually 3. The second announcement is I'm going to be live tomorrow. So if anybody wants to come live with me, I'll put the invitation out in a little bit. If you don't see it tonight, it'll be out in the morning because the tell-all. Sharon, are you listening? Sharon, are you still in here? Sharon, let me know if you're in here. Let me know if you're in here. Stay tuned, everybody. Hold on, Sharon. Put me a smiley face if you're in here before I say anything. Suzanne says Mary should not be having any babies. Suzanne, hold tight now.
Hold on.
Yes, like and subscribe on your way out. Sharon, are you in here? Sharon, I'll give you the 5. If not, please listen on the replay. 5, 4. This is for everybody. Okay, thank you, Sharon. The tell-all. We saw sneak preview of the tell-all. Okay, on the tell-all, which will be September 24th, which is the day after my birthday. I will be live that Monday to talk about the tell-all. We will not wait till Tuesday. Okay, I will have a clip of the tell-all. Sitting at the tell-all is Gino and Jasmine. Okay, at the tell-all together. We have Amanda and chit chat with Christian. Look like they have a little bit of a verbal whatever going on. Also, the tell-all is going to have a live studio audience. Why didn't they call or DM me? I would have loved to be at the tell-all.
Seriously. Like, I wish I would have known. I would have went.
Yes. Hey, Courtney and Eddie. Hey, you can't, girl. Or me.
Courtney and Eddie, that, oh my goodness. Y'all are, yeah.
Yes. We may have to do a joint recap. I'm going to do a tell over here first, though. We're going to do it over here first. You do it on your channel, but we're going to do it over here first. I'm editing the video right now. Anyways. Also, season 10 of 90 Day Fiancé. Yeah. We ready. I can't sing.
Yes. Bring them out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We ready. That's
right.
Me. Okay, because I can't sing. All right. Now, the tell-all is the 24th, day after my birthday. The season 10 of 90 Day Fiancé, which we're going live for tomorrow, with video, with pictures, will have Gino and Jasmine headlining the new season 10. Okay, shout out to Tamika who sent me on IG. I'd already seen it though in the morning, girl, because you know I'd be scrolling.
I know.
Okay. Gino and Jasmine are scrolling. Jasmine is officially confirmed here before the tell-all. Now, we've already been teasing about it already, but Jasmine is here. We're going to have about 5 other couples, and TLC is starting some diversity. There's going to be another diverse couple on this season, so we'll get into it tomorrow. I will have since I do the picture and everything, I'll put it up for the live tomorrow. We'll talk about the couples, the background, and the video. So yes, Gino and Jasmine. Sorry, Sharon. Yeah, Sharon says, Oh no.
Listen, I'm about to go lurking in Canton and be like, where they at? Where they at?
Yes. Roy says, I'm here for tell on. I would have zoomed in. Okay. You hear her? Yes. You saw it too, Cornelia? Yes. So live tomorrow with the season 10 preview of the couples. Right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. If you can't get in on the live tomorrow, 4:15 Pacific, 7:15 Eastern, catch it on the replay. It's going to be a good one. And that tell-all. Oh, also on that tell-all, Riley says on that tell-all, he says something like, I'll have video. I don't know how she got pregnant because the science isn't sciencing. The math isn't math. I said,
Told you they didn't do it.
Come on with the tea. And then they also on the tell-all have Tyray or somebody call the original person who was catfishing Tyray. I said, oh my goodness. But will he answer though? Will he answer
I'm all for it.
The sweatshop that Tamika think he in? Will he answer? So yes. Definitely time for diversity. Yes. Another diverse couple is coming. What time tomorrow? Tomorrow's live. Same time as today. 4:15 Pacific, 7:15 Eastern. If you can't make it, that's okay. Catch the replay because it's going to be juicy. It's going to be juicy because some of those couples I read already are more out there, and it's even hard for me to say this, than Gino and Jasmine, who are headlining the show.
And they're all new couples. Thank God.
All new couples. Everyone except Gino and Jasmine, everyone except them are brand new, never seen before couples. Okay, that's more.
I'm all for it.
Just, oh man, my headache is already starting because I get a headache in my forehead when it don't like compute, like if it doesn't make sense. Instant headache for me. But these couples is out there, so yes. What'd you say? Is she Mother Mary? Is she Mother Mary? Oh, Violet. She may not be Mother Mary, but I don't think that's Riley's baby. And if it is, that is the bombshell of the season. All day long. All day. So I gotta go. Hopefully he don't block me anytime soon. I gotta go look on Tyray page because that's where they be chit-chatting at.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're following you.
Let's go to Tyray page after this.
Let me hold on, y'all. Hold on before I let y'all go. Let me look right quick. Let me look. Hopefully he hasn't blocked me because I've been trying to talk to Tyray online for a long time. He already know. And Courtney and Eddie, please don't get him before me. Let me get him. Let me get one person. Let me get one person over here, please. You know I love y'all. I really do.
Listen, they skit earlier. Oh my God, I was in tears.
Huh?
They did a skit and I was in tears.
They are always do skits. And they are so they are cool people. Have y'all seen our pictures? We know them in real life.
Yes.
Cool people for real. So yeah. Oh, Tyray hadn't posted, so maybe he'll post. Nah, he hadn't posted. Last thing I'm gonna show you. He was having a drink. That's the last thing he posted.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he on the hush for the tell-all since he actually said something when I told y'all. But yeah, let me get them first, y'all, and then y'all can have them. Let me get one. You know I love y'all. So all right. No, y'all can have Riley because I'm cool on Riley.
Yes. Definitely.
So anyways, all right. If you're able to join the live tomorrow, feel free. I'll put up the information. We'll talk about the couples, like I said, for the new season of season 10, 90 Day. That starts October the 11th. So they're not wasting any time.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So after the part 2 tell-all, only 2 episodes, which is good because normally it's 3 to 4.
Thank God.
2-part tell-all. So again, yes, I'm plugging the day after my birthday, the 24th, and then the 1st, and then right after that is a new season. So what'd you say? Riley works your nerves? You can have, listen, if you want to come over here as a joint with Tyray, I guess, but not my first choice. That's all I'm saying. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Miss Tamika. Hopefully you can join tomorrow. If not, hit the replay.
I'll be on.
All right, everyone. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, everyone. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.